And it is Monday, November 11th. It is Veterans Day in the US and Remembrance Day in Canada. So if you are a veteran and have served either one of our great countries, I just want to say thank you for your service and full respect to everything that you've done to provide the freedoms that we get to enjoy on a daily basis. That said, we have the bond market closed today, but the equity markets are open in the US. And if we take a look at the indices across the board, all three indices are in the green. So it looks like that Trump trade and Trump win that provided some level of conclusive decision to the election is helping to propel the market forward. If we take a look at the Yahoo Finance app, a few key things going on here in the market today. One of them being that crude is off almost $2. So it's down in the high 68 range right now. And that is due to the narrative that crude consumption in China is off, and that's pushing the price down. But I think crude has just found kind of a new trading envelope in between 68 and 72. So I do believe that with the new administration coming in and control of the Senate and very likely the House as well to be decided shortly, I think that oil stocks are going to go up in the new year and throughout next year. So oil to me is a buy signal, or um, oil companies are in that buying cycle right now if you're looking to buy and hold something into the new year. If you want something more immediate, then maybe crypto could be your thing, and or exchanges like Coinbase. Again, the Trump trade and the support of crypto from the Republican Party is looking like it's pushing that up. Dogecoin's up, Bitcoin's up. Most of the different cryptocurrencies are up, and they're feeling that this new administration is going to help them from a deregulation standpoint and create greater awareness and adoption in the crypto space. We can also see that the VIX is down under 16. So this is the range that we want it to be in. That's the volatility index. And if we look through the list of stocks that we track in health and retail, you can see Costco had an incredible day and looks like it's going to have another positive day today. No news behind that. It just it took off on Friday, and it looks like it's in an upward trajectory. So that's an interesting turn of events. Lululemon had some news out today, maybe not Lulu specifically, but the news media on Lulu about the adoption and interest and how much the Chinese consumer, particularly women, are loving Lulu yoga pants. So I think that's going to have some potential positives on Lulu stock. It looks like it's recovering slightly from what it lost Friday, but it is still down in the low 300s. And I think that's a stock that, depending on the market and its financials, which we'll hear about in the fairly short term. I mean, their earnings come out in early December. We'll see that if they do have some positive earnings, because they've come off of 2 quarters of some less than positive earnings, it could turn and the momentum could start again for Lulu. If we scroll down to the bottom into health and retail, you can see Humana's taken a bit of a hit. This is based on Cigna, the insurance company, coming out and saying they're really not interested in pursuing the merger and acquisition that was rumored in the media a few weeks ago, and that's causing Humana to drop. I think it's going to regain its ground to where it is and even climb up into the 300s as we near the end of the year. But based on that news, it's taken a bit of a hit. If we scroll down into oil, mostly green on the screen for oil due to crude being off almost $2. So could be an interesting entry point here. I think we're going to see a bounce back in crude prices globally, but I also I think we'll see an increase in demand. I mean, if the economy is doing well, consumers are still spending, and other countries are coming online, particularly China, then we should see increased economic activity in manufacturing, and that's going to increase the demand for oil in the long term. So I think you might have an interesting buying entry point, and a lot of these oil stocks do have a good dividend. So just take a look at where they are in relation to their 52-week high and try to find some company that isn't near the 52-week high, that has positive momentum and had good earnings, and that has the likelihood of seeing stock appreciation. And then we move down into tech. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty strong day for tech. We've got some stocks that have done really well recently, CRM being one of those. So I'm a big fan of Salesforce and CRM. I bought this stock over a year ago. I saw it fall significantly. I've now seen it rebound, and I think we're going to see a continued rebound on this one going forward. I think Palo Alto is an interesting one to look at as well. We've got earnings coming out of this in 9 days. So heavily involved in the cybersecurity space. We'll see how the earnings come out for that. But based on the run up here, it's looking like analysts are feeling the earnings are going to be positive. We did have a bit of an earnings miss on Cloudflare on Thursday after market close, and it dropped. But on Friday, as you can see, the 441, it was down. It looks like it's coming back slightly today, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Microsoft in the 420s, I think you're going to see this be a stock that gets up into the 440s, 450s. So that could be an interesting swing trade or day trade going forward, leading up into the US Thanksgiving. If we scroll down further, we've got Tesla, which has been a rocket ship. So it was up $24 on Friday. Looks like it's up $24 again this morning in the pre-market. And if you're looking at the time on my device, I'm in Central Time this week, so I'm an hour behind Eastern. So don't let that confuse you. The markets do open in 8 minutes, and we'll get this wrapped up quickly to allow you to start your trading. Meta looks like it's off slightly, but I think it'll pop today. And Google was down, yes, on Friday, and I think it's going to regain most, if not all, of the losses. The other one I'm looking at right now is TSM. TSM had a good day, an okay day. It started off very good, and then it just leveled out on Friday. But I think that if this drops $3 into the 190 range, I'd be looking to pick up some TSM again in the low 190s. So I'm definitely watching TSM. And then we have the financials, and the financials are just on a run based on the hope of deregulation out of the new Trump administration. So you've got SoFi, which is a stock we've been loving for months and still do, up $1.11 on Friday and up 63 cents in the pre-market. So this is just a rocket ship that is not done. It's not out of fuel to continue propelling this forward. So I would look at that. Strongly to encourage you to look at that. JP Morgan, Goldman, Morgan Stanley, all set to be up today and in the green. So all positive days here across finance. For the week, we've got CPI and PPI data coming out. We've got Fed Chairman Jerome Powell speaking on Thursday, all things that we'll be talking about later in the week. We also have some earnings coming out this week. So on the events calendar for this week, we have on Tuesday, Home Depot, Occidental Petroleum coming out, and Shopify. We have Helmerich and Payne on Wednesday, so a couple of oil companies coming out. And then Friday, we have Alibaba. So that'll be an interesting one to watch. It's had some positive movements in the last month or two upwards. It's gotten up above $100. I think we could see finally a very slow return, but finally starting to see this stock continue to increase, and now could be an interesting entry point for that one. And then next week, Walmart and Lowe's, two big retailers, followed by NVIDIA on Wednesday. So big week next week, but that's what we have on the calendar this week. So not a insignificant week this week as well. I like the financials right now, and I think this is a solid bet going forward with the momentum behind it. And that's where we are today. So if you're liking these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button, and leave me a comment if there's something you'd like me to cover. Good luck in your trades.